Welcome to the cottage, everyone. How is everyone feeling today? Today, I kind of want to talk about Saturn retrograde in Aries. So I always feel like Saturn is Big Daddy, Big Papa. You know, he rules discipline. He is the container in which we have set boundaries to create from. And also I have a stellium in Aries. When I was younger, I really struggled with any sort of boundary, with any sort of limits, and definitely any sort of rules. Not my vibe. However, I had to learn as time went on, as life went on, how to work with that. That was just a law in the universe, something that we deal with here on planet Earth. These sort of things cannot be negotiated. So you have to find a way to work through every single thing in physical reality and laws of the universe, right? So with Saturn being the ruler of discipline, of structure, of boundaries, and then it comes up with this bit of a contrast and a rub against Aries, which is very impulsive, works very fast, likes to do everything now, fast action. But Saturn demands us to have a container, to have stability, to have structure, sustainable planning. Saturn is also about the grit. Saturn gives us the grit, the backbone, right? And knowing how to utilize those energies, especially if that's an energy that sometimes kind of rubs up against you the wrong way, or you're trying to find how to work with it, you can make it work for you. You definitely can make it work for you. And it's just one of those things you have to accept that is the way it is. And then also look at Saturn where it is in your chart, and you'll be able to have a little bit more insight there. You can also get a reading on that as well if you needed help identifying those things. I just think that it was interesting. Like, we went through the Mercury in retrograde, right? We went through that in Cancer. Extremely challenging. I don't know about you. And all I wanted to do, it was in Cancer season, then we had a bit, and then we were heading into Leo season, and I was so excited. And I felt like Leo season was enjoyable, and I had a lot of positive growth, expansion. But I also noticed something, that just an energy shift that came in like, whew. And then I thought, really, like, you ever just feel like, really, I just want to be honest, sometimes I just feel like I just want to have a good time. Can I just put the healing and put the growth on hold for just like 5 minutes? Okay, maybe like a couple months. I feel like there's a middle path where we can do that, but still at the same time, you don't want to like fall so much behind on your work. It's the responsibility part of things, right? We have to do these things, but at the same time, I was kind of feeling a little resistant. I don't know if you were feeling that resistance, but I felt the shift of Saturn in Aries retrograde, and it felt like all of a sudden slowing down. My will, literally, I'm not going to say it dissolved to do certain things. I definitely felt a shift. How about you? Let's talk about that. Feeling a shift, and all of a sudden, in quiet contemplation, or just noticing where maybe these things have shifted in your life. But all of a sudden, I noticed I started to ask bigger questions and slow down and refuse certain things. In the middle of Leo season, which I felt like I had a lot of plans to get things done. I have a lot of projects going on, which I want to share eventually, but a lot of projects running on in the background, and personal projects, art projects with clients. But all of a sudden, it's like something shifted in me that is different. It is Saturn retrograde in Aries. It makes us check our habits, our long-term goals. Are those things adding up? Are your daily habits draining you? Are your daily habits draining you? Are the things that you're doing on the daily, because the things that you do, these tiny little things, those are the things long-term that really, really matter. All of those things add up. All of those things matter, right? So are your daily habits equaling to Does it sustain things in the long term? Is this sustainable? Is what you're doing sustainable? Or is this an inevitable thing that is going to either cause a minor burnout or a major tragic burnout? Those things need to be looked. Do your habits and your long-term goals match up? Are there any areas in your life which are you leaking energy? Are you standing on stable ground for you? Do you have what you need to continue what you're doing? Looking at the past and trying to find the gems of wisdom in order to move forward again. I just feel like impulsive action has been halted, which for me in my personal chart, it feels unnatural because I run on instinct. And I mean, who doesn't? But I really do. Impulsive instinct. Intuitive flash knowing I do. Now it feels like a little bit slower. Let's really calculate this first. Burnout. Thinking about what are the things that are burning you out that is going to cause you long-term damage, cause long-term damage to your goals, to your plans, to your dreams, to the things that you were doing. What can you stop doing? Pulling your energy back into here, into your container, Saturn, pulling it back into your container and figuring out, is this really sustainable? Does this really bring me joy? Does this really bring me happiness? And all the things that I'm doing and that I'm sharing and all the energy that I'm giving out, is it worth it? Questioning your life structure and how you personally are involved with that. Meaning, how is your life structure affecting you? And if it's not affecting you in a good way, now is the time that we can make adjustments. A few things that Saturn retrograde and Aries are asking us. What daily tasks make you instantly feel like it's draining you? Or are you saying yes out of obligation and rather out of your own capacity? And are you operating from a place that's going to lead to a critical mass burnout? Planets retrograde, the dynamic turns inward, right? Forcing us to slow down, plan strategically, making sure that our passions are backed by realistic plan. What I mean by realistic here is realistic for you, for your capacity of energy, with the resources that you have right now, with what you're able to hold and what you're able to do with right now. I think that this transit also shows us that we need to stop asking some outside force for permission to change our lives. So if you feel like you've lost your spark, if you feel like you've lost your speed right now, take a deep breath. Haven't lost your Saturn is just asking us to build a better engine, something that's truly sustainable for what you're doing right now. This all comes back into play with realignment. Heal, collect your energy, heal from the burnout, to truly clean up our daily lives. Aries wants to go fast, but Saturn wants it to last. That's the key here. So I'm just feeling, don't fight the pause right now. Those energy leaks, let the old structures fall away. Really just get ready for the eclipse to clear the rest. Because truly, passion without structure is going to lead to burnout, and burnout is essentially, truly, it's like an act of violence against yourself if you think about it. We don't want to do that. Don't do that to yourself. Do you know that the Saturn RX can feel heavy right now? I think the main thing here is doing the hard structural reframing and work is going to lead to your long-term sustainable growth. I hope this has found you well. Stay sovereign, be feral. I love you, and I will see you soon.